Okay, so here, I suppose this is a type of conversion graph. It's a costing graph really, but ultimately we could work out the cost for any number of people, okay, from this line here. And the costing is derived from the room hire, okay, of course refreshments then for different numbers of people. So in part 1 here it says calculate the gradient of the straight line graph. Now remember when we did gradient in the velocity time graphs, we had to draw a tangent, didn't we? We needed a straight line to start with. Once you've got a straight line, you can do the gradient by forming a triangle. Now we've already got a straight line here, okay, so you can simply construct a triangle, pick 2 nice points to start with, and I think looking at this graph paper here is quite difficult to read. I'm just going to pick the end points there because they are quite nice values anyway. So if I draw a triangle, okay, and go across, and then we go up, we rise up. So let's look at how much we've gone across. Well, I've gone from 0 to 50, so 50 across. And then how much have I risen up? Well, 300 is the cost there on the scale, on the axis, and then it goes up to 800, so it's risen 500. So to get the gradient, we simply need to do the rise. So rise on top, yeah, by the step. Okay, so rise by 500, step 50. Okay, they will cancel, and you get 10. In part 2, it says explain why the gradient, what the gradient tells you about the conference costs. Okay, now the gradient in this case, the gradient always looks at the rate. Okay, and in this case it's increasing, isn't it? Okay, so essentially it's the rate at which the costs increase per person. Okay, so in this case, every extra person costs £10 more. Okay, so that's what the gradient does there. You've determined the gradient to be £10. So the same for every extra person. It's going to cost £10. So what does that account for? Okay, what's that going to pay towards? Well, of course, you've got to sort of provide refreshments. Okay, so that's what this costing is for here. Okay, so this will provide refreshments. So you see the gradient, and that just tells you the rate at which it's increasing. So every extra person that you add, it'll cost an extra £10. So that's why that graph is going up there. Part 3 then, it says the straight line graph intersects the vertical axis at £300. Explain what that tells you about the conference costs. Now, vertical axis, okay, intersects the vertical axis. Well, here at £300, if you read down, that's when 0 people attend the conference. So there's still a cost, even though no people might not attend, nobody might turn up, there's still a cost. But if you think about it, you've still got to hire the room out, haven't you? So it says here it covers the cost for the room hire. You've still got to hire the room out to be ready, even if nobody turns up. So that accounts for the £300 is the fixed cost. Okay, in this case, accounting for the room hire. So it says in part B then, 20 more people arrived at the conference than Fionn had expected. The hotel prepared extra food and set up more chairs in the conference room. Calculate how much extra Fionn has to pay the hotel. Well, remember, the gradient was 10, so every extra person is 10. So 20 more people, 20 lots of 10, £200.